আমারটা দিলে সারদাল লইছে
আছে সমস্যা না আরো দিতে পারবা
আরে আমারটাই লাগবে যাই যেতে পরে দিও
আরে আরো দিতে পারবা দুইটা লাগলে দিতে পারবা সমস্যা
না আমারটাই লাগবে
Understandably,
খালি কয় আমারটাই লাগবে
আরে আরো দুই তিনটা দিতে পারবা সমস্যা না
ও হটস্পটে কয়টা দেয় এই দাও
to keep
কোন জায়গায় জানি দে
side shining
এই যে নোডি ভাই
to affect that reverse swing.
এই যে কানেক্ট করুন তারপর কানেক্ট
Goes through the air to get the shiny side towards the batter. Just nips in the aerodynamic.
লাইভ স্যার তো আবার নামছে
To happen.
The challenge for the fielding side since
খালি ধর্মু লারাইমু খালি
Saliva, the ball is very hard.
খালি লারাইমু
কপিরাইট দেওয়ার সম্ভাবনা তুমি গেম খেলো
Looking at those
আর উঠতে গেলে
pictures,
এইদিকে
definitely shiny side goes to the leg side. But the biggest challenge for the fielding side without Saliva, how to get the shine going. Since that has been the biggest challenge, players playing in Asia. Still, I think the Zimbabwean side has done well to maintain the ball and make sure that they get something out of this pitch. Remember, looking at the square, it does not look brownish. Usually the fielding side, square of the wicket, they'll throw one bounce, try to scuff up one side of the ball. Hit of movement, definitely something that we need to keep an eye on.
Cracks also may be opening up on the third day. Sun baking down and definite movement inwards, allowing that little clip away by Mushfiqur Rahim. Just the angle used, but the leg by didn't get a bit of bat on it, despite that attempt at a glance. 4 runs nevertheless, 209 for 3. Still trailing by 18 runs, Bangladesh, but they've got a lot of wickets in hand, and in the middle they have the skipper and the veteran. Just build up another partnership here. Zimbabwe clearly love a breakthrough. Done well after the chips were down, but they had their backs to the wall in the previous session, and right at the back end of that session, coming back with back-to-back wickets, really brought them back into the game, energized them.
Yeah, Brian Bennett has the knack of picking up important wickets, has earned a nickname called Partnership Breaker. Certainly did with the wicket of Shadman Islam. I'd like to see him bowl slightly slower and fuller. All the time, Shant could get the placement right. A bit slower, consistently if he can bowl fuller, probably somebody that could pick up wickets, average of 89.1, something 85, 80, between 85 and 87 I feel is a way forward in the surface which is holding up a little bit, slowing down.
At least he's making that effort. He must have heard you. He's giving the ball some air, the last delivery. But you know, when the average is around the 90 mark, even there, that is too quick. That doesn't give the bowler the option of getting the ball to float and dip when it reaches the batter. He's giving it a try. Still feel that more air to entice the batter, to get more perches off the wicket, will make him a better bowler, will make him a regular wicket taker. Now, those couple of balls has prompted the silly bit off. Silly point to come in place. That angle down. Good maiden over. Completed. 209 for 3. 9 for 3 here in Chattogram. 18 runs behind the Zimbabwe first inning score. Mazrabani, lion-hearted bowler. Rahim, as usual, gets right compactly behind that line of that ball. Just showing Mazrabani wicket ball, the previous delivery, similar kind of length, and just an extra nip off the track. Induced the edge. Look, exactly dropping same area. And there's the height difference between the wicket and the previous delivery. Just that's a good package. Nicely done by the Hawk boys. Right on the money. Difference is probably a couple of inches. Mushakur and Shant are both quite confident with the pace bowling. I think the spinners will hold the key. Zurban probably will bowl 3 to 4 over spell to get things out of the way. Spinners backing up, it's going to be important. It's got to be a sensible approach from the batters. Big team, couple of wickets down, 2 new batters in the middle. You've got to build up your innings. No need at all. When the bowlers have got their tail up, they're controlling things, they're bowling good, accurate deliveries. They just bide your time. And the field positions you mentioned, a bit of in and out field, expecting
Seamer probably to extract an uneven bounce off the surface. Trying everything, Muzerbani. That's something that Muzerbani have shown up in Sylhet as well. Beautiful length. And having extra cover, catching position, mid-wicket straight down the line, right the eye line of the batter. And he knows that Murzan Shanto, when he drives the ball, it's got to be along the ground and negate those 2 fielders. Craig Irwin is playing that waiting game. In a way, it's a mind game as well. 2 captains.
Absolutely. It's all about thinking the opposition. When you can actually sense as a batter what the captain's trying to do with his field set. Oh, that is a big appeal. Possibly going down. Will the Monterey review? The go across the body language does not seem to be so exciting, but taking a review.
Don't think the wicket keeper. Siga is back convinced. Problem for Muzerbani is as soon as he wrapped up the pads, he was the first one to go and appeal. I think it's a sensible call not going upstairs. Richard Illingworth right throughout this series have not got much wrong, and for me, this definitely this reverse swing into the left hand. Again, the shiny side to the leg side of the left hand. Clear evidence of reverse swing, and Muzerbani dishing out some lovely deliveries on that occasion. Little too straight.
Yeah, a little too straight, but he's giving it a try. You talked about the wobble seam, the previous one, trying to just get it to move either way, and then the upright seam with that shiny side inward and starting down leg. Straightish, short mid on a short mid wicket on the onside in your peripheral vision. Oh, just ducked under. It's a good stoner. That's a good finish to the over. 211 for 3. $16 runs, the deficit still for Bangladesh in the first inning. Just lost the 3 wickets. Afternoon session here at Chattogram. Zimbabwe are doing the right things at the moment.
LBW Bill, the last over, clearly missing. Yeah, if they given out on field would have been a different story, but I understand why. Illingworth has been quite consistent right throughout this series, giving it out just in Debutant right. But clear evidence of reverse swing, that's an encouragement for the faster bowlers.
That is a beautiful shot. Just down the line, the manner in which he had the full face of the bat, lovely flourish of the bat, and it's Hector's way ball.
Beautiful done. Straight as an arrow. On the top of the bowler. Shan plays these kind of strokes. It's so very good to watch. On bounce, the boundary it goes.
Oh, no, he doesn't want to get carried away. That's swirling in the air, but it might just go over. Lucky he's not in absolute control. He might have got a rocket 6. I'll tell you what, he must have had his heart in his mouth for a while.
Almost cleaned up our cameraman. The midfielder was invested for a little while. Then he realized that Shan got plenty of it. Slow 87.6, plenty of air, and it had the air time as well. Good shot.
It's the attitude, the approach of Sanchanta suddenly gives a run of play. They seem to be very careful, very watchful, and respectful of the bowling. He's got a 4 and a 6. Ease that into the deep and a comfortable single to finish the 61st over. All the twos for Bangladesh. 2-2, 4-3. There's the 5 runs shy now of the Zimbabwean first innings score of 227. Bangladesh cruising along. 28. This partnership has swerved. The built-up partnerships with all the wickets, and except for the last one, and back-to-back wickets fell. This is the time for Najmul Hussain Khan to maybe not get carried away. Of course, with Muzrafani, you'll have different thoughts. He's a very proactive player. You'll see that extra bit of effort, maybe a little rush blood, which has led to some of his dismissals in the past, curtailed that equation.
This is the session Zimbabwe crumbled yesterday. Last session, the first ball Nicholas Welch. Pace retired ever since then. This was history. Also, Bangladesh, I'm sure, will be quite aware that this decision probably they just need to be positive. Try and get try and milk those runs at first of all, get those 5 runs away, deficit and start leading. It's a different ball game. Target of 3.63 be maintained, and if Bangladesh can bat the way they are. Huge appeal, the wicket keeper is confident. Did that take some glove with it? Bari unsure, but the wicket keeper for sure, he is confident.
There he goes. They've taken the review.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for court. Visual decision is not out. Bowler speak checks, fair delivery. You have spin vision, please. like it's just brushed the shirt there. Can we confirm that with all trades when available? Thank you. Keep it rolling through now, please. Rolling right through. Right through. Thank you. Clearly no bat or glove involved. I'll go back to Richard on field. Kelly, stay with your original decision of not out. You're on screen.
Richard Dillingworth saw that there was a sound that confused the keeper, that's for sure. Ball brushing the shirt there. I tell you what, just talking about the approach of Shanto, I didn't mention that he tends to get a little carried away. So, right into the ground. Yeah, just needs to be a little more selective. Don't want to throw away your wicket.
Dillingworth has been a very good test series. On the leg side, the keeper was quite interested. I thought the ball was there to be put away. Short down the leg side. Just couldn't get any back at all, Shanto.
That's a good delivery, just an end of a movement. I'd imagine the shiny side on the offside, nipping away from the batter.
Sir Barney, in the previous over, got the ball back, moved back into the left hand. On this occasion, takes it away. It's good control being shown. All fast bowler with a high arm action, bowling with such control when ball is reverse swinging. It's impressive. Love to see a slip field if he can take the ball away from that line and length. The question is where they're going to get the fielder from. Probably the shot too. There is two short wicket fielders. The deeper one, that's Craig Irvine, can be the first slip. Play that mind game with the batsman's mind. This occasion thinking it's short again, targeting the body. Chance equal to the task, watching till the last moment.
There won't be any change in the last ball of this over, but in the next over, maybe if he gets that ball to nip away, Craig Irvin might consider bringing in fielder in the slips. But he's bowled a good over so far. Right on the money. This is excellent work from Muzarvani. 2-2 for 3. Dugout seems relaxed enough. I'd be hoping for another wicket fall down that maybe just wake them up. Quite hot and sultry. You want to conserve as much energy as you can in the field and out of it. 222 for 3. Continuing with Bennett into his 9th over, 1 for 39 so far. Cheeky as usual, that is expected from Mushfiqur Rahim. The battle score and a couple of runs.
Playing with the field, Mushfiqur. No finding a safe shot. Spinner Mushfiqur Rahim is a very good sweeper. Can be the paddle, the slog sweep, conventional. Always succeeds. Irving still gives that challenge to Mushfiqur Rahim and keeping it vacant. And don't be surprised if Mushfiqur tries that repeats. You're going to paddle sweep or the sweep shot. It's going to be a very good option against your spinner.
When it's short and it's going to be wide, Mushfiqur Rahim is going to rock back. He uses the depth of the crease so very well. And the ball just goes over for a Nexus Pay 4.
With that boundary, Bangladesh leading by 1 run now. Long ball. quality player like Mushikuroi, he's not going to miss out on those opportunities. And the short of runs in the past few innings. Quality player like him picks up the length early, using the depth of the crease very nicely.
This is the opportunity, I think, for Mushrikar Rahim on a batting-friendly track with the team positioned very nicely with no pressure to just pick out the runs, milk the runs, get your form back, go for a big score. Ideal opportunity. Again, that way, again, a similar kind of shot. This is playing into the hands of Mushrikar Rahim, who's really enjoying himself, hitting those boundaries. Another nexus play for.
Maybe one over too much for Bennett. Couple of deliveries. Similar length, similar line. Easy pickings. Part timer. Probably more than a part timer. Partnership breaker. This thing Craig Irving is trying too many. From Brian Bennett. Probably it's time to get his number one spin in. Brilliant Masakadza back into the attack. Change the field. Cow point drops back. After a couple of boundaries. Went to the same area.
That's better. Fuller ramps him a little bit for space. Mushrikar Rahim has got to be aware of the fact with his experience that he might have had two long hops to put away, but once in a while, bowler can surprise you with delightful delivery, fox you. Got to have his concentration absolutely right, just like that, on top of the ball. 232 for 3.
लाइट फाटायची असते.
Zimbabwe started off, but bolted yesterday and folded up for 227. Bangladesh have taken the lead already with 7 wickets in hand. And two batters in the middle who are looking reasonably comfortable. Worries for the opposition. Changing bowlers, giving something for the Bangladesh batters to think about, because the runs have come in thick and fast quite easily in the last 3 or 4 overs. Victor Masakadza replacing with Rabani. A lone wicket, 19 overs for 2 maidens. He will be hoping as the ball gets cropped up, maybe get a bit more purchase off the wicket. It hasn't surprised anybody per se. There are no gremlins in the wicket. It's a pure batting track. Unless something extraordinary happens off the crack or something like that, really to the batter's advantage.
6 in the next side. Left-handed Shanto, the line has to be with that leg. Enough freebies in the last over, Zimbabwe's point of view. Message will be loud and clear for Benedict Masakadza to bowl to a line, a length, try and keep the run rate down as much as possible. Nice play. Just a single. That's a safe shot in there, playing with the turn, no damage. Rated with youngsters just after school, having a great time over there.
Obviously with the right-hander in, the whole setup of field changes as a short third point, fielder coming in the slipped position. There will be a short extra cover coming into position. Right behind him on course, the straight line is the wideish down of a deepish meadow. So protection for the right-hander on the offside. Just looking around at the onside. It's got the the mid-on and mid-wicket and a deep backward square. Love to play the scoop, but there is an element of risk if you're trying to play against the turn. The fielder in the boundary just brought in about 5 yards. Oh, that was off the edge of the bat. Excited the keeper.
And beautifully bowled, just 83.8. And most importantly, Mushfiqur Rahim played in soft hands. That delivery from Mushfiqur Rahim used the sweep shot to his advantage. It's renowned for player who don't like to get bogged down. Invitation has been offered by Irving, having difficult time since single square leg is quite square. Interesting battle heating up here.
Ain't short, and when it's short, it's so easy for the batter to just rock back and put it away, help himself to a single. Oh dear. Direct throw, deflection, ricocheting off gives them an extra run. Sometimes I wonder, when you do a good job from the deep and you get a direct throw, and for your good effort, you're penalized by some extra runs. There's some rules maybe needs to be looked at. That is good from the bowler. Made Mushi go deep into his crease.
Actually only slightly shorter. A player of caliber of Mushfiqur Rahim who understands the situation and conditions well to rock back to the back foot. The youngster would have been plodding as a defense, probably get an outside edge. 235 for 3. Williams getting some services from the physio Amato. His right hand taped up. Hurt while fielding. Going to be another change in bowling. Richard and Goraba being brought back into the attack from the Dutch Bangla back end. .33 for him, no wicket so far, but bit of mixed bag so far. Bangladesh had to do a bit of rehabilitation since losing a couple of wickets quickly, and this partnership has already accumulated 41 runs of 59 deliveries. Wayward, but it's a good take nonetheless from the Farnsworth Seager behind the stumps. Good afternoon, Tino away. Good afternoon, Sherman. Yeah, he's done well to get here. One, because he was unsighted for most of the time that ball was coming to him, and then two, very low to his right. Been out of the test side for a couple of years. Debuted against the West Indies. Gave a good account of himself at the batter hand for the time that he was there into the Zimbabwean innings. Speaking about good account of bat in hand, Bangladesh have done that outstandingly well in their reply to Zimbabwe. They've wiped out that first innings total. They now lead by 8. 7 wickets still standing, and that's first innings. And most of the credit is actually due to Chadman Islam. Century, second century against Zimbabwe, 120. The opening stand was a much needed one for Bangladesh. That made the foundations right. Spent some time in the middle. That's allowing these batters to bat pressure-free at the moment. Have the luxury to be optimistic and look towards building the tall pillars now. He's been consistent with the gloves on, facing Nyasha Mayabu, played in the first test. Was just looking at the field, few fielders closing in, becoming is a bit closer. Fielder in the cover position, there's a square leg as well, short mid wicket as well, but it's not going to help. The line doesn't improve.
Well, what I think is that mid wicket you've seen Ben Curran and the leg gunny, the captain, is what's actually forcing him to bowl more down the leg side, because he's trying to bowl the ball straight so that he can hit the ball to those two fielders. There's another delivery. So that's the plan from a Zimbabwe point of view, but he hasn't been able to execute the ball and hit his radars correctly. You can see there's that angle, just a bit of swing into the left-hander. He hasn't got the ball in the right place.
Came off better, much better the last delivery from Nkurama. Maiden nonetheless. 2-3-5 for 3. Wellington Masakatsa. Bowled pretty well. Bangladesh heavily relied on the spinners to do bulk of the bowling and also pick up most of the wickets. But with the bat in hand, Bangladesh had dealt with the spin quite well, and particularly Mushfiqur Rahim was plays it late, plays it very late. Goes through the third, will run away over the wedges for a Nexus Bay boundary.
He looks like a man on a mission. Mushfiqur Rahim. Very nice play. One of the great skills he possesses, hitting the ball very late off that bat. Finds gaps in fine positions either side of the wicket.
Previous delivery he hit for boundary was a quicker delivery. But yeah, Mushfiqur Rahim is reputed for dealing with spin well. Usually does play them well. Another attribute, going onto the front foot, coming onto the back foot. Seems like he's on song.
And when you have a look at that, it's not just going right back and going right forward. I know the graphic says front foot, but it's also the use of the feet. There's a few deliveries that are well in front of where he would play a forward defensive, which is him using his feet, getting to the pitch the ball. Doesn't necessarily mean he's playing a big shot, but he's saying to the bowler,
I'm happy to come down to you. I want to get to the pitch of the ball before it does anything. Some of those he turns into full tosses. Look how late he's hit that. It's literally 5 centimeters before it gets to the line of the stumps. You can't really get the ball later than that. Especially when the ball was as quick as 96 clicks. Impact, and hence we say the timing of it was so good that it ran all the way. While we were discussing all this, a bit has happened in the middle. That's Herb, chose not to go to a ball. Saito was on the line. That's how strikers end. He said that, he sends a message by going to the front foot and comes back to the back foot to the bowlers and hence manipulates their leg. Yeah, from the time he walked out in the middle today, he just looked like a different player to the one we saw on Sillet. Yes, different bowlers, different conditions, but for a man who's been short of runs, was very quick to be positive in his movements. Got down to the spinners early. His forward defensive was full of intent. Sent a good positive signal from early on in his innings. 240 for 3. Yes, that partnership at the top, I think that released the pressure of this middle order. 118 of 189. Chapa featuring in both significant partnerships actually. That is exactly why you need one batter from the top. Go big, score big. 76 second partnership. Now this one closing in on the 50-run stand. Thus, Bank is the first European joint venture bank in Bangladesh and a pioneer in the banking sector of Bangladesh in terms of customer trust and confidence through transparent and pure banking. Right, for Mushfiqur, and quite a few unorthodox positions. Top mid wicket. There's also a short square leg. It's not too far away from the short mid wicket. As was the plan to the left-hander. When you look at this field and you see that he's coming around the wicket to the right-hander, the plan will be the same. Try and get that ball to swing into him, try and get him to top it into that leg side where those two fielders are, Craig Irvin and Sean Williams. Those two. But it's good thinking from Craig Irvin and company, and thinking differently or employ tactical implementations as the bait is there for the batters. This is where the importance of disciplines and being able to bowl the same ball over and over again is so crucial. Because that's what will build the pressure for you. If the fielder's in the right place, then you continue to bowl the ball that forces the batter either to just defend or hit the ball somewhere in that area. Then it starts to play on their mind. Then they think, I don't want to be this end, I want to get to the other end. How quickly can I get off strike? But if you don't have those disciplines, then well, one that's outside the line of the off stump as opposed to middle stump. The batsman just nudges one, gets a single, gets off strike. Pressure's released and you have to start again. And what's better, it's going back to what you were saying, just like it happened in the second delivery. You hold it full outside the off and allow that square drive from Mushfiqur. He does favour this ground. 2 centuries here. Mushfiqur Rahim average is close to 40. Closing in on 1,500 runs here. Sure, that is always a good feeling when you're coming off onto a venue. You know you've done well in that particular venue, that particular stadium. Sure, it does play a positive role in your head. Yeah, always probably an ideal ground for him to come to. Try and get himself into good form. .67 done. Bangladesh 243 for 3. Bangladesh maintaining a healthy run rate. 0.62. That run rate of 2.52, apart from the wickets, tells you how good the Bangladesh spinners, more in particular. Also about understanding the conditions. Outside off, he stacked it and swept it. One of his favorite shots. Will go away for a Nexus Bay boundary. That also brings up the 50-run partnership between Mushfiqur Rahim and Nathan. Yeah, the fist pump. The kind of shot like this deserves that. I love the fact that he's picked the ball that's outside the line of the off stump to be able to execute that stroke. It allows him to go in front of square where there's no fielder. We already talked about how he's going onto the front foot and shifting to the back foot. Stand again after especially losing now when you start to see those shots from Mushfiq, reverse sweeps, you know he's very comfortable. You mentioned earlier he's starting to manipulate the field and making you bowl where he wants you to. When that happens from a batsman's perspective, then he's in total control of the innings. Here's a stat throw at you. Given that, the evening session has the most swing. You'll probably find that's because it's a bit of reverse. It'll be interesting to see if the seamer is on from now on. Get a closer look and see when that ball is released. The effort, commitment from Masakesa, but not enough to keep that away from being a Nexus Bay boundary. Brilliant from Shanto. Ends the over with a boundary as well. Yeah, nicely shifted the weight to the back foot and pulled it away. 2-5, 2 for 3. The 250s come up courtesy of the boundary of the last delivery of the previous over. Bangladesh leading by 25 runs with 7 wickets in hand. Tells you the home side are in control at the moment. Just about a few wickets, a session, and then turn things on its head. And Gurama. Tactics to Mushfiqur Rahim have changed. Back to the conventional field. Back to over the wickets. Pulls it nicely. Has enough legs to beat that deep fine. And Gurama doesn't look happy. But it will be another Nexus Bay boundary to the merry of this audience. Well, this one has attempted but hasn't got high enough. The line is not good either. Nicely controlled. Rolling the wrists. Wide and fine leg. They've actually done this quite a few times against Shanto. Apart from brushing the thigh pads once. Hasn't really brought much reward. Temple, remember that first innings of the first test in Sylhet was out to a soft dismissal after getting in. Point region. Short delivery just ended up cutting it straight to the feet. By that Gully is positioned, perhaps. Pretty consistent as far as pace is concerned, and in 120s. It's just a line, perhaps at times. Too straight.
That's better.
That's where you want to be in Chingarawa. You want to be in that area consistently. Testing the defences of the batter. The ball misbehaves from there, then there's an opportunity. One might keep low. One might just kick and get a bit of extra bounce. For the surface, anything outside really of that area is a seamer unless it's real epic ball in the bouncer. You're not likely to get much of it. Look at that. Just a bit of extra bounce from that area. 257 for 3. Yes, it's that time of the year when you have to be on your toes, especially with the crops. It did rain early in the morning. Having a conversation with the pitch curator here in the Chattanooga Stadium. Zimbabwe wind formed that there was a storm 3 a.m. roughly in the morning. Boundary boards came almost to the center. Bit of work done by the groundsman, of course, yet again off camera. We often don't give them enough credit. You arrive here in the morning, sun is out, and good and ready for a good day of cricket. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that when I arrived here this morning. If I hadn't given us the update of the thunderstorm early morning. Direct hit. Hopefully for Bangladesh, damage done. Fine. Guess what's in those buckets? No, I don't. Fish? Fishy. Yeah, he's in a hurry wherever he's going with whatever he's got. 253 for 258 for 3.
258 for 3. Relax there. It's been a very good partnership for Bangladesh. Look at this, most runs against Zimbabwe in Test cricket. Marwan Athapathu from Sri Lanka gone past 1,000. Rahul Dravid been 7-9. Sachin Tendulkar 918. And Mushfiqur Rahim closing in and just gone past Momin ul Haq 901. Kesa back in the attack. Been a very good partnership for Bangladesh, managed to lose those 3 wickets in that second session. Looked like that Zimbabwe had a bit of a grip on the match, but at the moment with this partnership and the lead now 31, 7 wickets at hand, this seems to be again back on the driving seat. He's looked very comfortable indeed. He's been proactive. A little bit of aggressiveness shown from Mushfiqur Rahim. He's gone pretty quickly to 37 of 45. So, from his Maharoof.
Hello, Abdullah Khan. It's been a good partnership. Captain and former captain, running on the frustration of Zimbabweans, leading by 32 runs. Break the ball on his brain. Bound delivery has been dished out. How much pressure being created by the spinners of Zimbabwe. Young man, Masif Kesa. 22 runs in his first 5 overs. Get a good groove, get a good rhythm. And he'll be up against 2 quality players who not only experience in international cricket, but very good players against spin. Tough task ahead for the young man.
On debut against a team which loves batting, especially at home against spin. Now that's where they have been playing their cricket in the domestic circuit. Loads of spinner is where they come across. Shots of catching and he's probably carried it on. That is a big wicket. He's made a test wicket and it's a Nazmul touch shot. So look at the smile on the bowler's face. Why not?
Softest dismissal you probably see. Was ball into the rough outside the yaw stump. Playing it casual, Najmul Shanto. Yeah, turn, but probably not uneven bounce. Cannot believe what he has just done. Nicholas well taking an easy catch. Looks fine to me. I'm pretty sure. But umpire Richard Kettleborough will be happy with the decision as well. And a big wicket.
Roll it right through. Thank you. Fingers clearly under the ball. Thank you. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Fingers under the ball there. That's great. Thank you. Ready to have a decision for the big screen.
Easy decision upstairs. Rocket out. Massive wicket for Zimbabwe. Masaseka is main wicket, is the captain of Najmul Shanto of Bangladesh. 23 of 54, Bangladesh 259 to 4.
জাতিগত বৈষম্যমূলক কোনো মন্তব্য অথবা কর্মকাণ্ডের সাথে জড়িত হয়ে থাকলে speakers present at the stadium. This is to inform you the ICC anti-racism code. Spectators shall not engage in any conduct, act towards or...
It's a very good wicket because the partnership was looking threatening. New batter will be Jackie. There he is. But credit to the youngster, Keisa, picking up his maiden test wicket on debut. Excellent net, not reaching to the pitch of the delivery, and just a gentle push. And a fly straight into the hands of Nicholas Welsh. And look at the reaction from Nazrul Shanto. He could not believe that he chipped it straight to the fielder at short mid wicket. Soft dismissal. But credit to the bowler.
Don't think anyone believed it, looking at how the reaction of the Exakau fielder, Nicholas Welsh, the catcher, Shanto himself, Masakesa, the bowler. The smile says it all, that drink will taste much better. On debut, first wicket, captain of Bangladesh. Proud moment for Masakesa.
Once again, he looked set and then he gets out. And slowly but surely, Zimbabwe just clawing back in, because whenever there's a partnership in the making, remember this partnership was worth 65. And they've broken that. The second wicket partnership was worth 76. And they got not only to break that partnership, but they got 2 wickets in quick succession. So again, pressure will be on Jakir Ali, and Mushfiq Rahim, remember, he's played quite freely, picking his runs quite comfortably. But if Zimbabwe can just pick wickets at regular intervals, then they can surely restrict Bangladesh to take a big lead. The lead now, 32 runs. 118 the opening partnership, 194 for one at one stage, and all of us 194 for 3. So good work, good work. As a bowler, you have to stay patient. If you maintain a good line and length, you will be rewarded. And that's exactly what has happened. He cannot believe it. Simply could not believe that he has chipped a non-threatening delivery straight to a short mid wicket. Right, a new batter in, slip in place. Should give him some confidence. The bowler. Bolts well, he pitches it up, finds an outside edge, has gone past the slip fielder, and he will pick up a boundary. Streak he won to open the account.
Where is the gully fielder, says Masakesa in his reaction. Second slipper, gully fielder would have gobbled it. That was a lovely delivery. Definitely have his tail high. Feeling for it, Jakarani. Easily would have gobbled it. Second slip. Perfect example of being reactive. After that edge, Gully in place. .263 for 4.
You can see that Chapman Islam was brilliant, 120, but everybody got starts. And Amala Vijoy 39, Mohamed Alak 33, Shanta 23. So everybody getting starts, not capitalizing apart from Chapman Islam. Mushfiq now also has a good start here. 37 of 45. This is a crucial stage of the game because if Bangladesh lose a couple of wickets here, then Zimbabwe will be certainly back in the game. They have played with lots of confidence here. Now with that single becomes the highest score in his last 13 test innings for Mushfiqur Rahim. All of a sudden a wicket falls, and then you could see the bowlers creating a little bit more pressure. The free entry for the school kids for all days here. Good to see them.
This is good follow-up over by Masakadza, keeping the pressure, bowling in partnership. The spinner from the other end picked up a wicket, tail high. He'll be confident. Experienced bowler like Masakadza just have to keep things quiet. Bowl in that area as much as possible without getting bowled. 264 for ball.
The run rate in this third session has been good for Bangladesh, touching nearly 4 runs in an over. Yeah, Zimbabwe came back strongly in the later half of the second session when they picked those wickets. Right, Mushfiqur Rahim looking good here. Bangladesh will be hoping that he carries on. More overs to be bowled today. But Masakadza will continue. He found a good line in that previous over to the right-hander. Starts with a short one. A bit of yes and no, but in the end they're about comfortable.
Slight hesitation. No damage done in the end. At car points quite deep. He had to dive across to his right. Always single. Because the ball trying to find that gap between the extra car fielder and the car point fielder. Slip a gully in waiting. Sakesa keep that ball there or thereabouts just outside the yaw stump. Give it a rip. Purse and the gully will be in play. Continue. He was the ball probably about 6 feet in front. Line is good though.
He has to try and get the batters onto the front foot. There was a quick chat between the fielder at mid-off, Richard and Brahava. Maybe the message was, okay, let's see whether you can get the batters on the front foot, and if there is turn and bounce, then those two fielders, the slips can come into play. Full toss. Just a single.
That was cool. very close to be a no ball, the waist height. Mushfiqur Rahim, his eyes lit up. Couldn't believe. A close call. Very close call. How many times we've seen in the past after a juicy full toss. Straight to the fielder. For that occasion, Mushfiqur Rahim made sure that he found the gap and kept it along the ground as possible. Just on that good area. Last ball was really good. Continuously, consistently pitching that area. Leg spinner getting some bounce and turn off the pitch. Just like that. No batter in this side will be comfortable defending, especially against the leg spinner.
Finishes up nicely. Bangladesh 267 for 4. And between the overs, Mushfiqur Rahim just had a good chatter with the non-striker, Chakra Ali. Right, Masakadza will continue. It's been a good couple of overs here from Zimbabwe, and they need to bowl in the same areas. Get like number of overs when even if they don't pick up wickets, dry up the runs. This is out short and wide, fix the fielder.
Yeah, unlucky. Mushfiqur would have placed either side of the compound fielder, especially to the left, would have been a boundary. That's an important role he has to play now. Things quiet, ball on a good line and length. In partnership, just like how the spinners bowled yesterday, especially Mehdi Hassan and Naim Hassan. Gave the able support to Tajul Islam in the end. He picked up 6 wickets. A similar role is expected by Rajat Masakadza.
The other thing with the skipper Craig Erner will be looking at the second new ball, because this is the 74th over. The due after the 80th over. And we saw Tajul Islam taking the second new ball straight away. And the way the spinners have bowled so far, especially the last half an hour, so they've actually bowled well, really bowled well. So does he decide to take the second new ball? And if he does he go on with one end with a spinner?
If it's me, definitely the new ball. Get Muzarbani from one end and continue with it in Masakadza from the other. For sure, the new ball have done most of the talking in this pitch. Even yesterday, Tajul Islam, one turn, one win with the arm, bamboozled most of the batters. For sure, I will from Craig Erner. Made no one. 267 for 4.
Bangladesh lead by 40 now. They're certainly finding a good line here. And the length, Masakesa. Hoping that they can find the outside edge. That's the reason why he has two fielders waiting in anticipation. In the slip squadron. Yes, straight back to the bowler. He picks another one.
This is well planned by Zimbabwe. Get the mid-wicket open and ask the batter if he wants to go against the turn to pick up a single, go for it. Mid-on was trying to save a single, mid-wicket goes back, and look what Jakarali tried to do. Trying to close the face of the bat to pick up a single, gets leading edge. Gives Masakesa his second wicket on debut. Well planned, well bowled, nicely executed by Zimbabwe. Jakarali can be dangerous. Walks back to the pavilion after scoring 5. 267 for 5.
Very good from Masakesa on debut. Next batter is Medius Mirage. He's got the experience, he's got a test match 100. He comes in a bit of a pressure here because now Bangladesh have lost again 2 wickets quite cheaply. Lovely delivery. Nice bit of flight, and White seemed to come and play the drive on the onside, just closing the face of the bat. And in the end, what it does, goes straight back to the bowler.
So lovely to see when the plan comes together. Zimbabwe, captain, bowler, got to be applauded for that wicket. Well planned and well executed. Well done, Zimbabwe. Medias and Mirage, very good play against spin. But most importantly, he got to make his mind up. What sort of a game plan he's going to continue. Naturally likes to be aggressive against spinners. I reckon in these kind of situations, it's not a bad ploy to have. A player playing positive. Couple of wickets, Shanto and Jakarali. Very impressive on debut. Young Vincent Masakesa.
Yes, nicely settled here with really good line and lengths. Not afraid to toss it up to the batter. And it shows when you start picking up wickets, you look like a different bowler altogether. Not only one, he's picked up 2 now. There you go, free admissions for school kids. Looking to be in a really good rhythm here. Again, the shouts of catch it. It was a low full toss. Nearly hit back straight to the bowler.
Everything's happening here. Good bowling, a loose delivery also. Been hit back almost to the ball on full. Fielders around the bat anticipating and sensing something. Oh, red bell. Medias and Mirage, I thought it red bell and it was short. Kept all in pitch. 268 for 5.
Now, Bangladesh have lost now 3 wickets for 73 runs in just over 20 overs. Now, it has been very good from Zimbabwe. Asking question, especially the spinners. But they will go straight to the fielder. Let's keep an eye on that lead now. Bangladesh lead by 41 runs. They have 5 wickets in hand, and to their advantage, Mushfiqur Rahim is still there, unbeaten on 40.
And here from that stump mic, the wicket keeper Siga goes nice. Exactly what Brilliant Masakatsa's role is at the moment. Keep things quiet. Oops, 5-star, foul start. Dennis and Miraj not ready. There's no silly bit off at the moment. The extra calm fielder, almost like a short mid off. And even Nicholas is quite straight for a mid wicket.
He's there because you wanted the batter to come on with the front foot. This is short and wide, and he plays it quite late and nicely. Madison Miraj will pick up a boundary.
A poor delivery by Brilliant Masakatsa. Releasing the pressure being created from the other end by the young man Masakesa. Beautifully played in the end by Madison Miraj. Played it late. Made sure that he found the gap behind square.
Yeah, if the drive goes in the air, and if it's on the offside, and that's the reason why that fielder at short cover is placed and left of the screen. So he has to make sure that even if he drives, it has to go on the offside. Like that. Well, not a bad delivery. He'll, pick up a single though.
New ball due in 4.1 overs. This is a dilemma that Craig Irwin has to make sure he gets a good dish. Leg spinner will not fancy bowling with a new ball. Will Craig Irwin continue bowling with the older ball with a case of operating? Only the time will tell. 273 for 5.
Isn't that a pretty sight? At the moment, things not looking too pretty for Bangladesh. Kudos and all credit to Zimbabwe. Really showing a lot of guts and determination. Bangladesh losing 3 wickets for around 73 runs. Bringing Zimbabwe right back into this game. The lead now 4-6 with Mushfiqur Rahim on 40. Miraj on 6. 2 slips in position. Vincent Masakesa has been exemplary. 2 for 31. Very impressed with this young man.
He's been quite full, the right-hander, this spell. That's what got him the wicket. Of Jafar Ali.
Gives the ball some grip, tries to get turned. The way he set up Zakir Ali with 3 balls. There you go. First one in the same spot. 1, 2, and 3, and then the wicket in. This is the one fuller. Little more angle, close the face, try to work it away on the onside, got the leading edge. Goes out of here. He is getting quite a bit of turn off the wicket.
Well, he's got a spring in his step now, isn't he? Especially after that second wicket. Must have guessed that. Just landing the ball in better areas. And some great variation as well. Quickest above 90, average 82, lowest 77.
And he mixes them up with that odd googly. She seems to have decent control on. So that's quite a package this young man has got for his country. Good find here on debut. Excellent stuff. Nicely. He's quick runs again. Directed. There must be an opportunity here for Zimbabwe. Directed. Always can be very interesting.
Wesley Mandevere, brilliant.
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire review for a run out at the bowler's end. Can I see your best side on angle, please? Thank you. Ready with my decision for the big screen.
Cheers go out in the middle for Zimbabwe. Look at that, look at the election, look at the reactions. They have come back strongly into the game. What a brilliant effort in the field.
He's thrown it away, Mushfiqur. There was no need for the signal. Especially after he lost a couple of wickets, and it was that pause as he's hit the ball that's got him in trouble. Had he gone straight away, he would have had an opportunity to get home. Just hitting the top of the stumps. But brilliant work from Wesley Mandevere, and it sees the end of Mushfiqur for 40, 274 for 6.
Well, things have turned round on the head, if you could call it. The Zimbabweans have really fought back. Naim Hassan, 19th innings. His test career has that huge pressure coming in. Joining Mirage as a new batter, two virtually new batters in the middle now. Bangladesh, just about an hour back, just cruising along. What a funny old game we say. This is the wicket. A little bit of a stutter from Mushfiqur Rahim. There you see the pause, and then he goes for the run, which wasn't quite required and had to pay the price. Trail up for the Zimbabwean bowlers.
Yeah, you won't see it there. They'll just the pause. What you'll see here is how quick Wesley Mandevere is and how accurate the throw was.
On the move, underarming it, not the easiest thing to do.
Now, Naeem's a new man in Bangladesh under a little bit of pressure, and there's no fielders in front of his face. This is where you want somebody short, catching under the helmet on the leg side. You want Sean Williams in front of the batter's face. Don't allow him to just lunge forward comfortably and block the ball.
Irvin needs to be a touch more proactive, put in some pressure on the new batter. I'm with you, Tino. That's what allowed him to ease into his innings. Make that kind of shot easier to play.
Leave the mid-wicket open and get that man whilst under the helmet on the leg side. If he wants to turn the ball through the leg side, do so. But he shouldn't be allowed to just come in and defend easily.
And allow him to settle down. It's got to be pressure right from the word go. Pick at the different option, the skipper. That is a maiden over. 274 for 6. Something about the third session of play on both the days. Domination by the batters in both the sessions on both the days, and suddenly the bowlers have their tails up, they're really firing it in, they're getting the grip of the turf, they're troubling the batters, they're getting the wickets. Oh, fascinating stuff. Bangladesh lead now 47 runs. Quicker through the air, we've seen those variations we're talking about.
Let's look at how he's varied his pace throughout the day.
And he gets that to grip. That's the ideal length. It puts the cedar down in the mind of the batter. He gets the ball there. And that little grip. A bit of extra bounce also. Not the tallest bowler.
As well as Musikins has bowled in the last 3 or 4 overs, and we've seen that. I'm wondering how Naeem's going to get the ball to sweeper on the offside.
He's not very comfortable, and I quite agree with you. More pressure, more levers in his peripheral vision. He's not going to try anything big now in the deep at mid-wicket, in the deep at cover. Just get them in, get them to catching positions. They've appealed. Did it touch the glove? I don't think from the reaction of the keeper there. Maybe he didn't grab it cleanly too.
I think maybe there's just a few too many dolphins coursing through the Zimbabwean veins. Because the appeal was animated, but not so animated to look to go for the review, and they decide against it.
Yeah, wisely so. No problem of getting a little excited, because what you've done is you've tied pad, there's a bit of sound, went for it, didn't get a bit of glove. Not quite sure. There's the attempt for the grab, eventually gets it. Oh, now, big appeal. Cool, it says, come on, Damasena. Now, he is going to talk to his keeper, he's going to talk to his skipper. They've got to be sensible, don't want to get carried away. Thinking about it, running out of time, and taking it.
TV umpire director, we have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. Bowler's feet checked, it's a fair delivery. Could we have spin vision, please? Okay, it doesn't look like there's any bats involved. Just go to Ultra Edge when available, please. Keep that rolling through. Clearly no bats involved there. Just keep it rolling out, so make sure the ball doesn't clip the glove on the way through, please. Just keep it rolling. Okay, thank you. No bats involved. We'll go to ball tracking when ready, please. outside off, impacting line, and wickets is missing. Kumai can stay with your original decision of not out.
काम करी ऊपर कापुर सराय कापुर सराय এমডি স্যার আকাশ সবাই ডাইরেক্টর আছে তবে আমার ওয়ালটা সারা লাগা ডাকছে ডাইরেক্টর সারাই
Notice session 3, day 1. 66, 3 more 100. Oh, the bowlers suddenly wake up after just waiting for things to happen all day long. And the batters have really got the work cut out. Have to focus on some enterprising bowling. Zimbabwe from both ends. But after this over, the new ball is due. Tino, you reckon you're going to carry on with these two, even if they take the new ball?
Yeah. The consideration for me would be Masakesa, who's the one who's causing problems with Bangladesh batsmen now. Do you want to continue with him with an older ball? Can he bowl as well with a newer one? How often has he done that in his first-class career? Because yes, you could probably get a bit of extra bounce with the new hard seam, but the control is what's important. So I think that's what Craig Irvin's got to consider, as well as getting his two big fast bowlers back in as well.
It's how the next couple of deliveries go. They might want to have a look at it. What support Wellington Masakatsa gives. How well is he able to contain the batters to give that support to Masakatsa. Another maiden over. It's 275 for 6.
যারা যারা দেখতেছেন চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করে রাখেন
Comparison of the
আগামীকালকে
sessions.
খেলা দেওয়ার জন্য।
First two on the first day. Batter dominated first session. The second session pretty much batter dominated, but Zimbabwe, virtue of some wonderful bowling by the youngster Debutant, have really contained the batters, put some life back in the game by giving them the opportunity of restricting Bangladesh to a not too large first innings lead. Now 49 runs. It was unfortunate that Zimbabwe didn't go for a review, but that little brush of the gloves has got to take advantage of that luck going in his favor. Surprising, even Wellington Masakasa getting into the act.
Out the slot sweep. So he's looking to hit this one along the ground to the open space in front of the square.
Till that delivery, it's never looked very comfortable. Gets a second run in the 19th ball that Naeem Hassan has played. That tells you the control the bowlers have had over him. And they tied him up. And Hassan Miraj also 8 of 20. Most accurate bowling. The Zimbabweans not allowing the Bangladeshi batters to take their ascendancy. Has been a wonderful display of spin bowling. Lovely. Nice finish to the over. 277 for 6. The Bangladesh lead now 50 runs, 50 precious runs. At one point in time, they're cruising along. But the youngster, Asakeza, into his 12th over now, has really brought in his variations in terms of his speeds. We noticed that. But he also has very good googly. That is confidence for the youngster. Oh, once again, had to play with soft hands, not allowing the batters to settle down.
He's definitely getting some grip and some purchase from this pitch.
Full toss. Once in a while, it will slip out of the fingers, but once again, not really ready for that juicy full toss. Look at the comparison of his leg break, the orthodox leg break. There it is, the wrist spin, and then a little bit of a back of the hand release, which is the googly.
And the googly there, you can see he's a lot more frontal. You can see a lot more of his chest because he's got to force his hand to get the ball to come out the back of the hand and get the ball to turn in the opposite direction. And is usually your indicator as a batter as to the googly of the leg break.
Quick run taken.
Yeah, have a look. The leg break, and then look to the right. You can see slightly more of the chest. He has to open up and look at the wrist. You can see the back of the hand, and that's because he has to release the ball from behind to get the ball to turn in the opposite direction. So you need to look out for that as a batter.
Well, with experience over there, you would as a batter. Even look at the spin bowlers in particular, point of release, what they're trying to do. The office have their variations with carom balls and the ones that go the other way, slow deliveries, but knuckle balls. Oh, got him! He has been bowling wonderfully well. Enticed Naeem Hasan to have a little push at that one, got the grip on the turn and got there to take another important wicket.
Yeah, the previous one in the over was a slightly thicker edge, so it dropped shorter of the fielder. This one takes less of the edge and carries through to Sean Williamson at that second slip position, who I think has actually come in a touch. Very well taken by Sean Williams. Low to his right. Masekesa celebrates his third. Zimbabwe continue to make inroads in the Bangladesh batting lineup. Naeem Hasan gone for 3. It's 279 for 7 now.
Tajul Islam has got a best of 47, and that could come in handy. He will realize that the ball is turning as his chances in the second innings. But for the moment, it's the bat that he's got to work with young Vincent Masekesa getting his third wicket. And Bangladesh at one point in time looking for a substantial lead and only leading by 52 runs, 3 wickets in hand.
He's bowled really good areas this afternoon. Vincent Masekesa. He's got just reward thus far.
Yeah, he has indeed. He's persisted, he's got his variations through, and he's popped up. Look at that smile, lovely. Really enjoying his first day, or first stint in the middle for his team in the Test arena. And what a superlative start it has been for Vincent. Right, with Miraj on strike now. Got the pacer back in, trying to finish it off. As Rabbani, been bowling to Mehdi Hasan Miraj. Slip squadron will be strengthened. The arrival of the skipper. Third slip going into position. 3 maidens in his 14 overs, 1 for 40 so far. 2 slips in a gully.
He's enjoyed that, hasn't he? This gives thanks to the almighty Vincent Masekesa. It has been a wonderful contribution from him so far in the innings for Zimbabwe.
Hello, polite inquiry, extra marks off the track. It's all happening. The spinners have done it initially to break the back of Bangladesh and getting back into this game, and now Rabbani is into the game. Slaughter of a delivery.
Wow. I don't think if he can bowl a delivery much better than that, apart from getting it to take the outside edge.
Oh, the deviation down the leg side. And a feel more in the hole than rather any conviction there. Did well, go across and get a hold of that. Rahmani just want to get carried away. Needs to keep it in line. Consistent bowling, some discipline to be shown. The batters are nervy.
Yeah, he was definitely just looking to angle the ball in, but his wrist at the last moment just pushing the ball down the leg side.
Right behind that, Mehdi Hasan Miraj will be the last cock in the wheel for Bangladesh in terms of taking the innings forward. 3 overs and a bit left in the day's play. Bangladesh will want to survive these few overs. It has been made very difficult by some excellent bowling by the Zimbabwean spinners in particular. A bottom edge. Not happy, not comfortable in the middle.
Yeah, this is not a good option. Not at this time of the day, not to the new ball, not to Muzarabani. Definitely not the length that should be looking to pull.
There's a sheepish smile on Miraj's face. Knew that he shouldn't have gone for that shot. Better option getting right behind the line of the ball. That is over. Another maiden 279 for 7.
Yeah, there's been a collapse for the home side. Unfortunate for the home fans, of course. We're 267 and 259 for 3. Then in the span of just 20 runs, we ended up losing 4 wickets. A lot of the damage has been done by this man, Vincent Masakesa. 3 wickets in his test career, all 3 of them on his debut here. Such a positive character with a smile on his face, enjoying it out in the middle, delivering. Now he's a different job to do with the new ball in hand. Past the outside edge. That is really having a good time. Welcome back, Mr. Attorney Khan.
Yeah, he's the one, young man on debut as a Debutant. Jolted the middle order. He picked up out of those 4 wickets that you spoke about. Out of the 4, he's picked up 3 for 13 in 39 deliveries before this over. He's got himself into a good rhythm. Find good line, good areas, the business areas, and asks questions. On the way, he's picked up 3.
Out of field, particularly led by Maswat Siga behind the stumps. Who need characters, and another one is the wicketkeeper here.
Well, all eyes is on the bowler at the moment. And once again, you can see the line, the area that he's targeting to the left-hander now coming round the wicket with the secondary ball. Basically, bowling or trying to bowl on stumps, and that is exactly the way he should be bowling at this stage of the game. After this couple of more overs,
The way to go was straight, particularly against Tide. The field was set. Short mid wicket and all. Front leg as well, but it's going to change for the right-handed, maybe a Mirage now. Persist with the slip. Be a silly point. Short mid wicket for Mirage as well. Mid on, mid off. Cover. And tempt him and see if he does play the shots. It's a big gap in the mid wicket region, but he'll have to go against the turn. Quicker, shorter. That mid wicket region. Allow the batters to come back for the second. Overdone. 282 for 7. Bangladesh leading by 55 runs, but if you look at that century from Shatman, 40 by Mushfiqur in the middle, you reckon the lead would have been further more. But it's a comeback from the Zimbabwe bowlers that Bangladesh have ended up losing a few wickets in a quick streak. Just 2 more overs to go. The ideal thing for Bangladesh would be to keep the wickets in place. Zimbabwe looking to bowl them out as soon as possible. This occasion, Nigel will have to face Blessing Muzrabani. Does have the new Kabara in his hand. Round the wicket, testing him with the short one.
Bangladesh were well placed at 259 for 3, and that dismissal of the skipper Nazmuddin Shanto turned this test match in favor of Zimbabwe, because not only they managed to pick up that wicket, and also that run out, Mushfiqur Rahim trying to take that quick single, getting run out at the non-strikers, and really triggered us this collapse when they lost those 4 wickets. And you got to hand it over to the youngster, the right-arm leg spinner, who did the bulk of damage. Right. At 45. For the left-hander, maybe for the short pitch delivery. An extra fielder at 45. Backward square. Because he does get the bounce, extra bounce, and he'll be attempting to force Taijul Islam to try to fend off a short pitch delivery. Now left to the screen. Fielder at 45.
And hence that angle. Triggered perhaps just too straight. But yeah, speaking of those wickets, fourth one of Nazmuddin Shanto, the 6th Mushfiq, 7th Naim scores, but the prior 3 being batters. All of them were sort of soft dismissals. Makes me wonder, how do you overcome that? Avoid those kind of soft dismissals. Oh, good looking stroke. It's a proper shot through cover. Nigel will get a nexus pay for.
And they enjoyed it. So did Taijul Islam. Lovely. Gets into a really good position. Opening the face of the bat to create that gap through the cover area. Lovely cover drive from Taijul Islam for a out.
Sort of squared him up on this occasion.
Now with the boundary, the lead now is 59. Bangladesh will be hoping that they can keep 3 wickets in hand at the end of the day's play. You know, one more over after this one delivery. But certainly will be disappointed to see them in that position at 259 for 3. And then going down to 79 for 7.
Nicely played by Taijul. That boundary at this over. 86 overs done. Bangladesh 286 for 7. Bangladesh, that's the lead, 59 runs. Still have 3 wickets in hand. 1 more over to go. This day 2 of the second test of the Dutch Bangladesh series between Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. Going to be Vincent Masakesa. The necessary point in place.
I really don't mind him seeing him flighting a little bit more. This is the last over. Day 2. It's been a little bit flatter, but yes, he's been successful. Maybe try something different. He has the second new ball in hand. Well, maybe a touch quicker. Started with an 88.1 kilometers per hour. And down to 86.6. And I toss it up, flight a little bit more.
Landed again, and that's what it does. Played it late that Media Miraz will get an excess pay boundary.
Yeah, he's playing his first test match. It's in Masakese. Again, nicely played it late, deft touch. Soaking the face with the bat, creates that gap. Picks up a boundary here, made us a mirage.
This time he does toss it up. Masakesa. Couple of more deliveries to go, as you're saying, Atarvai. Talk in the middle between the Bangladesh batters is just counting the balls. They want to go back into the dressing room, keeping the remaining wickets safe. Well bowled.
The last delivery now. Yeah, full credit the young man on debut. Wonderful spell of leg spin. Initially he struggled to maintain his line and length, but when he got it right, it's literally unplayable.
Could be that they've lost 4 wickets. That too in a hurry in this session. Into this session looking strong, but he's done most of the damage. Hence that bright smile alongside Sean Williams. young man. Surely remember this. Of course, on his debut, 3 for 44, 14 overs. Still 3 more wickets to take. This has been a very good comeback from the visitors as Bangladesh at 291 for 7.
And with that, the leader is 64. But what a wonderful display of leg spin bowling from the youngster. The unbeaten batters, they do are Medicine Miraj and Taijul Islam. But they fought well and they fought really hard to pick up those wickets. In the end, they managed to pick up 7. And they'll be pretty pleased with the outcome at the end of the day to be able to create opportunities and to be able to pick a wicket. Look at that session that belonged to Zimbabwe, picking up 4 wickets for 86 runs.
Yeah, it was Mushfiqur Rahim and Nazmul Shantu began this session, third and final session of the day.
এটা কি না না এটা ওই যে সারাদিন খেলছে না ওইটা
Boundaries and a 6.
27